Elon Musk is no stranger to shaking up the world, but this time, it's his daughter who's causing a stir. Vivian Jenna Wilson, formerly Xavier Musk, has made headlines with a stunning decision, changing her name and making a clear break from her billionaire father. What could drive such a monumental choice? And why now? Get ready to dive into the untold story behind Vivian's dramatic step and uncover the ripple effects it's creating within one of the world's most influential families. Elon Musk's relationship with his kids. Elon Musk might be the face of innovation, but when it comes to his family life, things are far more complicated. Long before Vivian Jenna Wilson's headline-making decision, Musk's relationships with his children were already under scrutiny. In 2002, tragedy struck with the loss of his first son, Nevada, an event that cast a long shadow over his personal life. He later welcomed twins, Griffin and Vivian, in 2004, followed by triplets in 2006. Despite a growing family, cracks began to show in his marriage to Justine Wilson, ultimately leading to their separation in 2008. But the story didn't end there. It only grew more complex. Their divorce played out like a drama for the ages. Justine accused Musk of being emotionally distant and even claimed he made cutting remarks about trading her in for a supermodel as his wealth skyrocketed. The split was contentious, with Justine pushing for a larger settlement, but ultimately walking away with less than she hoped for. This bitter breakup didn't just define Musk's relationship with his ex, it set the tone for the fractured dynamic with his first family. What seemed like a picture-perfect empire from the outside revealed cracks that ran deep, hinting at the emotional turmoil behind the public persona. Despite the turbulence of his personal life, Elon Musk insisted on being a hands-on father. Following his contentious divorce from Justine Wilson, Musk was awarded joint custody of their children. True to his word, he remained an active presence in their lives, frequently visiting them, dedicating meaningful time to their upbringing, and ensuring they were provided for generously. After the collapse of his first marriage, Elon Musk wasn't ready to give up on love. In 2010, he tied the knot with British actress Talulah Riley, hoping for a fresh start. For a time, the couple seemed like the perfect pair, with Riley frequently appearing by Musk's side in public and speaking warmly about his dedication to his children. She praised Musk for being a present father, noting how he would rearrange his hectic schedule to spend quality time with his kids, often playing video games or engaging in activities they loved. But Musk's second marriage was far from smooth sailing. The pair divorced in 2012 only to reconcile and remarry in 2013. Yet, their union couldn't withstand the pressures of Musk's demanding lifestyle, leading to a second and final divorce in 2016. Despite the roller coaster relationship, Riley always acknowledged Musk's consistent commitment to his children, especially those from his first marriage. He made a point to be there for them, even in the midst of his chaotic career and personal challenges. However, family life for Musk has never been without its share of turbulence. Public disputes and strained relationships with his first wife and children often overshadowed the positive aspects of his efforts as a father. With Vivian Jenna Wilson's recent and dramatic decision to sever ties, it raises a pressing question. Are these long-standing family dynamics at the root of her shocking revelation? Or is there an even deeper story yet to unfold? Stay tuned as we uncover the layers behind this unfolding drama. Take a moment to reflect, grab your favorite tea or coffee, and dive into this story about Vivian with us. Vivian's shocking revelation. Vivian Jenna Wilson, daughter of tech mogul Elon Musk, has shattered years of silence with revelations that have left the world stunned. Despite her father's global fame, Vivian managed to stay out of the public eye for years, crafting an air of mystery around her life. Now, seemingly out of nowhere, she has stepped into the spotlight, unveiling deeply personal truths that many never saw coming. Her decision to distance herself from her father and the iconic Musk name has sparked global curiosity. What drove this bold move, and why now? Vivian's story is rooted in her early years as Xavier Musk, one half of twins born to Elon and his first wife, Justine Wilson. Growing up as the child of one of the world's most famous figures wasn't just a privilege, it was a challenge. The pressures of being tied to the Musk legacy came with a spotlight she never asked for. Unlike some of her siblings, Vivian avoided the allure of fame, steering clear of the public eye and refusing to be defined solely as Elon Musk's daughter. For years, her silence spoke louder than words. Vivian yearned for something beyond the shadow of her father's high-profile life. She wanted to carve out her own identity, free from the expectations and labels that came with her last name. This recent revelation marks not just a break from her father, but a declaration of independence, a powerful step in defining who she is on her own terms. As Vivian Jenna Wilson grew older, it became clear that carving her own path would require more than introspection. It would demand bold, public action. Recently, Vivian took the courageous step of publicly acknowledging her gender identity and legally changing her name, shedding the Musk surname and adopting her mother's, Wilson. But this wasn't just a legal formality. It was a declaration of independence, a way of reclaiming her identity and distancing herself from her father's immense shadow. While Elon Musk remained involved in his children's lives after his divorce from Justine Wilson, Vivian's relationship with him began to fray over time. She revealed that Musk's visits became less frequent and, when they did occur, were increasingly uncomfortable. As she began expressing her true self, tensions escalated. According to Vivian, her father's reactions to her choices were explosive, creating a growing emotional distance that eventually became insurmountable. Vivian's transition was the tipping point in their strained relationship. She made the decision to drop the Musk name, a globally recognized symbol of wealth and power, not out of rebellion, but as a statement of self-definition. For Vivian, this wasn't just about stepping out of the Musk family spotlight, it was about stepping into her own light. Yet the timing of her revelation has sparked intrigue. Why now? What lies behind her decision to share her story at this moment? The answers may hold the key to understanding not only Vivian's journey, but also the challenges of navigating identity within one of the world's most high-profile families. Elon Musk's name often dominates headlines for groundbreaking technology, SpaceX launches, and Tesla's global impact. Yet his personal life, particularly his role as a father, has remained shrouded in mystery, until now. When Vivian Jenna Wilson came forward with her life-altering decision, it was as though she tore down the facade, offering the world a raw and deeply personal glimpse into the Musk family dynamics. But Vivian's revelation wasn't just about her transition or the rejection of her famous surname. It was a response to what she described as her father's fabricated stories. According to her, Musk had crafted public narratives that painted a far from accurate picture of their relationship. Stories she claimed were more about maintaining his public image than reflecting the truth of their bond. Vivian made it clear her father's involvement in her life had been distant at best, and his version of events, in her eyes, was an elaborate attempt to stay relevant, even at the expense of their connection. Her statement wasn't just a declaration, it was a reckoning. Vivian ensured the world knew exactly where she and her father stood. No pretenses, no sugarcoating. For a man celebrated for pushing humanity forward, this moment revealed a stark and painfully human contradiction. It was a powerful reminder that behind the billion-dollar rockets and electric cars are relationships and stories that can't be engineered. In 2024, Vivian Jenna Wilson took a bold stand, directly challenging her father Elon Musk's public portrayal of their relationship. She called his claims inaccurate and deeply hurtful, accusing Musk of exaggerating or fabricating stories to present himself as a devoted, hands-on father. Vivian painted a vastly different picture, describing Musk as a distant figure who was largely absent during her formative years. For Vivian, this wasn't just about setting the record straight. It was about shedding light on the unique struggles of growing up as the child of a global icon. While some celebrity children embraced the fame and status tied to their family name, Vivian felt suffocated by it. The relentless pressure to live up to public expectations, the comparisons to her father, and the constant spotlight proved overwhelming. By adopting her mother's surname, Wilson, Vivian took a decisive step to reclaim her identity. It was a way to escape the heavy burden of being Musk's daughter and the media frenzy that shadowed her every move. More importantly, it allowed her to carve her own path, where her thoughts, accomplishments, and individuality could shine free from the towering legacy of her father. How does Elon Musk respond to a deeply personal situation that collides with his public persona? Unsurprisingly, his reaction to daughter Vivian Jenna Wilson's decision to distance herself from him and change her name has been as complex and polarizing as the man himself. While Musk has avoided any long, emotional interviews directly addressing the issue, his public comments and social media activity paint a revealing picture. Vivian's decision came at a time when Musk was already facing backlash for his controversial remarks on gender and trans issues. Though he once claimed to support trans rights, his statements and tweets often contradicted that stance, frustrating advocates and critics alike. When Vivian announced her name change, Musk's disapproval was clear. In a widely publicized interview with Jordan Peterson, Musk described the transition as dead naming, expressing feelings of loss as if his child had been metaphorically erased. He also regretted signing consent forms for puberty blockers during the pandemic, alleging he was misled about their implications. These remarks, instead of fostering understanding, only deepened the rift between father and daughter. Musk's outspoken nature, a hallmark of his public image, proved damaging in this context, alienating not only Vivian, but also many observers who expected a more supportive stance from someone of his influence. For Musk, this controversy adds another layer to his already complicated legacy. His response, steeped in emotion and contradiction, reflects the challenges of navigating deeply personal matters under the scrutiny of a global spotlight. As the fallout continues, it underscores the tension between his public bravado and the fragile relationships within his private life. If this video gave you insight into Vivian's journey, drop a 1 in the comments. If you think there's more to discuss, let us know with a 0. Your feedback matters. With Vivian Jenna Wilson publicly distancing herself from her father's views, Elon Musk's responses only amplified the tension and media attention. According to Vivian, Musk's comments were perceived as insensitive and dismissive of her identity and personal journey. However, the Elon Musk the public knows appeared unconcerned about the criticism. He went so far as to suggest that Vivian's decision to transition was influenced by what he called a woke mind virus. This statement deepened the rift between father and daughter while drawing backlash from those supporting Vivian and the gender identity community. Musk's views on gender identity became a hot topic, especially as he continued to make statements that many found insensitive or harmful. Known for his outspoken presence on Twitter, now X, Musk shared memes that mocked the use of preferred pronouns and trivialized the experiences of the trans community. One such meme depicted a character celebrating their gender identity, only for the punchline to dismiss the seriousness of their transition. These posts quickly sparked outrage, with critics accusing Musk of being disrespectful toward a marginalized community. Despite claiming to absolutely support trans people, Musk followed up with comments like, "All these pronouns are an aesthetic nightmare." While he framed his remarks as supportive, many perceived them as undermining the importance of respecting individuals' gender identities and pronouns. The situation was particularly contentious given that Musk is the father of a transgender child. Critics argued that his comments conflicted with the support one might expect from a parent, especially in such a public and sensitive matter. These contradictions added fuel to the growing scrutiny of Musk's views and actions regarding gender identity. Elon Musk often champions freedom of expression and individuality, yet his remarks on gender identity seem to clash with these ideals. While he has publicly stated that he loves all his children, including Vivian Jenna Wilson, his actions often send mixed signals. Musk's public dismissal of the importance of pronouns, coupled with jokes and memes mocking gender identity, has fueled widespread controversy. This contradiction between his words and actions has left many questioning the sincerity of his support for individual rights. For instance, Musk has claimed to support people's right to live as they choose. Yet, he has repeatedly used his massive platform to share comments that seem to mock the very identities he says he respects. These actions have been perceived as dismissive and have sparked criticism, particularly given his position as a parent to a transgender child. However, even amid the uproar, there is a sense that Musk genuinely believes in personal freedom, even when it leads to decisions by his children that may surprise or hurt him. In a recent report, Musk reaffirmed his belief in personal freedom, emphasizing it as a core philosophy not only in his business ventures, but also in his relationships with his family. This philosophy, he suggests, extends to allowing his children to make their own choices, even when those choices challenge his own perspectives or create public controversy. Yet, this nuanced stance continues to be overshadowed by the contradictions between his rhetoric and his public actions. In what many interpreted as a subtle nod to Vivian Jenna Wilson's decision to change her name, Elon Musk recently tweeted, "Love all my kids no matter what." While he didn't explicitly mention Vivian or her actions, the message appeared to reaffirm his commitment to supporting his children, even amid personal and emotional challenges. Musk hasn't been entirely silent about the scrutiny surrounding his parenting. When media outlets questioned his relationship with his children and criticized his parenting style following Vivian's decisions, Musk pushed back. He defended himself, stating that he is always there for his kids, but emphasized that individuals make their own unique choices. According to Musk, this individuality is what defines them, and he respects it, even if it diverges from his expectations or the Musk family legacy. While he has avoided discussing specific details publicly, Musk has shown a willingness to let his children carve out their own paths. His stance suggests a complicated balance, grappling with personal and public criticism while maintaining that his philosophy of personal freedom extends to his family. For Musk, it seems that respecting their independence, even when it challenges his own views, is part of his approach to parenting in the spotlight. Elon Musk's approach to parenting seems rooted in the belief that children should have the freedom to make their own decisions and live authentically, even when those choices are difficult for a parent to accept. In a rare moment of vulnerability, Musk tweeted about the bittersweet reality of watching one's kids grow up and make their own paths, saying, "It's hard to watch your kids grow up and make their own choices, but that's part of life." This sentiment resonated with many as a raw acknowledgement of the emotional challenges that come with parenting, especially when children's choices diverge from their parents' expectations. Musk's reaction to Vivian Jenna Wilson's decision has been understated, revealing a quieter side to his often larger-than-life persona. While he hasn't made dramatic public statements about the situation, his responses suggest a nuanced understanding of his children's need to step away from the shadows of their family legacy. Despite the complexities of their relationship, Musk's recent comments and actions point to a father who, while grappling with his own emotions, continues to support his children's right to independence. Vivian's decision to change her name and distance herself from Musk shocked the world, bringing their private family dynamics into the spotlight. Yet, it also serves as a reminder of the complexities of parenting, showing that even the most famous and successful families face challenges that are deeply human and universally relatable. Elon Musk's recent expressions of support for his children's decisions reveal a rarely seen side of the tech mogul. Despite his towering success in innovation and industry, Musk remains, at his core, a father. While his children's choices, like Vivian Jenna Wilson's, may surprise or challenge him, his words suggest a respect for their right to forge their own paths. This bittersweet reality, letting go and allowing one's children to grow into their own identities, is one that many parents, even those in the spotlight, must face. Vivian's decision to distance herself from her father and the Musk name has sparked ongoing public curiosity. As she continues to carve out her own identity, questions remain about how her relationship with Musk might evolve and what lies ahead for this famously complex family. Vivian's journey is still unfolding, with all the twists, turns, and triumphs that come with finding one's true self. Her story is far from over, and the world is watching as she begins to define herself on her own terms. Sharing Vivian's story today feels important, and I hope it gives you the same sense of curiosity and understanding that it gave us. Vivian's shocking claims. Vivian Jenna Wilson, Elon Musk's transgender daughter, delivered a powerful and revealing interview in which she accused her father of being absent, unsupportive, and cruel during her upbringing. Speaking exclusively to NBC News, Wilson, now 21, shared her experiences of growing up under Musk's roof and addressed his recent public comments about her transgender identity. Musk had made headlines earlier in the week with statements describing Vivian as not a girl and figuratively dead to him, claiming he had been tricked into consenting to her medical treatment at 16. Wilson, however, disputed his claims, stating that Musk had full knowledge of his decisions. He knew what he was doing when he agreed, she said, rejecting the narrative that her father had been deceived. Vivian said Musk's remarks crossed a line and left her with no choice but to respond. "I think he assumed I wouldn't say anything and let it go unchallenged," she explained. "But I'm not going to let that slide. If you're going to lie about me to millions, I'll speak up." A childhood of criticism and neglect. Wilson recounted her childhood with Musk, portraying him as a distant figure who left the bulk of parenting to her mother and nannies, despite having joint custody. When he was present, she said, Musk was often critical, quick to anger, and dismissive of her. He was cold, she described. He's very quick to anger. He is uncaring and narcissistic. She shared particularly painful memories of Musk harassing her for being queer and feminine, pressuring her to conform to more traditionally masculine behaviors. According to Vivian, Musk would even criticize her voice, urging her to make it deeper. "I was in 4th grade," she recalled. "We went on a road trip, which turned out to be a car advertisement, and he was constantly yelling at me because my voice was too high. It was cruel." Vivian's revelations shine a stark light on the personal struggles behind the public facade of one of the world's most famous families, offering a glimpse into the profound challenges she faced growing up as Elon Musk's daughter. Vivian's story unveiled. Vivian Jenna Wilson and her twin brother were born to Elon Musk and his first wife, author Justine Musk. Following their divorce in 2008, Wilson grew up splitting time between her parents' homes in Los Angeles. While Musk is one of the world's richest individuals, with significant stakes in Tesla and SpaceX, his personal life, particularly his relationship with Wilson, has remained complex and contentious. Wilson, now 21 and a college student studying languages, has largely stayed out of the public eye. However, in 2022, she made headlines when she filed a court petition in California to change her name and formally sever ties with her father. In the filing, she declared, "I no longer live with or wish to be related to my biological father in any way, shape, or form." Reflecting on the widespread media attention that followed, Wilson told NBC News she still stands by her words, though she might have phrased them differently had she anticipated the public response. A father's words, a daughter's response. Musk, 53, recently reignited attention on their fractured relationship during an interview with psychologist Jordan Peterson. Referring to Wilson by her birth name, a practice known as dead naming in the transgender community, Musk stated, "I lost my son, essentially," and blamed her transition on what he described as the woke mind virus. These remarks, along with Musk's claims that Wilson was born gay and slightly autistic, were met with strong rebuttals. In an interview with NBC News, Wilson rejected Musk's anecdotes about her childhood, including claims that she displayed stereotypical gay behavior, such as a love for musicals and using phrases like fabulous. Instead, she highlighted his absence during her upbringing. "He doesn't know what I was like as a child because he quite simply wasn't there," Wilson said. She recounted being harassed for her femininity and queerness during the limited time they spent together. On Threads, Wilson elaborated, accusing Musk of reducing her identity to a stereotype. "I've been reduced to a happy little stereotype," she wrote. "I think that says a lot about how he views queer people and children in general." Her posts underscored the deep emotional divide between father and daughter, with Wilson determined to define herself independently of Musk's narratives. Through her candid revelations, Vivian Jenna Wilson has offered a rare glimpse into the struggles of navigating identity and individuality while growing up under the shadow of one of the world's most influential figures. Thank you for staying with us through this deep dive into Vivian's revelations. Leave a 2 in the comments if you're still here and engaged. Musk's political shift and Vivian's defiance. In recent years, Elon Musk has leaned heavily into conservative politics, making headlines for his public opposition to transgender rights and policies. His stance includes vocal criticism of medical treatments for transgender minors, resistance to affirming pronouns, and rolling back protections for transgender individuals on X, formerly Twitter, after his 2022 acquisition. Musk's actions came to a head this month when he announced plans to pull his businesses out of California, protesting a state law that prevents schools from outing transgender students to their parents. During an interview with Jordan Peterson, Musk directly linked his hardline activism to his daughter Vivian Jenna Wilson's transition, stating, "I vowed to destroy the woke mind virus after that." He also alleged that he had been tricked into authorizing Vivian's gender-affirming medical treatments at age 16, a claim Vivian emphatically denies. She maintains that Musk was fully informed of the decision, having carefully reviewed and signed the necessary documents. For Vivian, these treatments, including puberty blockers and hormone replacement therapy, were life-saving, allowing her to thrive despite her father's disapproval. Vivian's experiences and rebuttal. Vivian revealed that her father's involvement in her life was minimal, estimating he was present only 10% of the time during her childhood, despite having joint custody after divorcing her mother, Justine Musk. He fully was not there, she explained, reflecting on the abnormality of her upbringing. She described Musk as distant, critical, and resistant to her identity, contrasting sharply with the unwavering support she received from her mother. The pandemic marked a turning point for Vivian, who chose to live full-time with her mother during the lockdowns. It provided a chance to escape Musk's influence, which she described as cruel and judgmental. Musk's recent remarks, including his use of her dead name and claims that her identity was shaped by a woke mind virus, prompted Vivian to break her silence. "He doesn't know what I was like as a child because he quite simply wasn't there," she said. Criticizing the societal expectation for transgender individuals to prove extreme risk of self-harm before receiving medical care, Vivian called the process dehumanizing. Her candid revelations highlight the stark contrast between her and Musk's perspectives, shedding light on the personal and emotional toll of growing up as the child of one of the world's most polarizing figures. What do you think about Vivian's revelations and their impact on the Musk family? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Stay tuned.